E-commerce is the buying and selling of products or services using the internet, and the transfer of money and information to perform these transactions. E-commerce is often used to refer to the sale of physical goods online, but it can also describe any kind of commercial transaction that is enabled through the internet. There are four main types of e-commerce models that can define nearly every transaction that takes place between consumers and businesses. When a business sells a good or service to an individual consumer. For example, you buy a pair of shoes from an online retailer. When a business sells a good or service to another business. For example, a business sells software for other businesses to use. When a consumer sells a good or service to another consumer. For example, you sell your old furniture on eBay to another consumer. When a consumer sells their own products or services to a business or organisation. For example, an influencer offers exposure to their online audience in exchange for a fee, or a photographer licenses their photo for a business to use. E-commerce can take on a variety of forms involving different relationships between businesses and consumers, as well as different objects being exchanged as part of these transactions. For example, retail, which is the sale of a product by a business directly to a customer without any middleman. Wholesale, the sale of products in bulk, often to a retailer that then sells them directly to consumers. Dropshipping, the sale of a product which is manufactured and shipped to the customer by a third party. Crowdfunding, the collection of money from consumers in advance of a product being available to order. This is to raise startup capital necessary to bring the product to market. Subscription, the automatic recurring purchase of a product or service on a regular basis until the subscriber chooses to cancel. Physical products, any physical good that requires inventory to be restocked and orders to be physically shipped to the customers as sales are made. Digital products, downloadable digital goods, templates and courses, or media that must be purchased for consumption or licensed for use. Services, a skill or set of skills provided in exchange for payment. The service provider's time can be purchased for a fee. The first modern transaction in e-commerce occurred on the 11th of August 1994. Around noon that day, Phil Brandenberger of Philadelphia logged onto his computer and used his credit card to buy Sting's 10 Summers Tales for $12.48 plus shipping. This particular transaction made history because it was the first time that encryption technology was used to enable an internet purchase. Many consider that moment as the first true e-commerce transaction. Since this early beginning, the world of e-commerce has obviously grown massively. E-commerce in the USA grew by 16% in 2017, reaching over $450 billion. According to eMarketer, global e-commerce sales are expected to top $24 trillion in 2020, and that's just statistics for the retail sector.